MG Rod back with you. And once again, we're back on green Phoenix, our 79 MGB that we saved from going to the junkyard. It is now Saturday morning, actually late Saturday morning, and the show is tomorrow morning. So we have today to finish getting this thing as far together as we can. So it did take her quite a bit longer to get the dash put together than she was anticipating. So meanwhile, I've been out here working on all this. We got a special license plate there for the name of the car. Woohoo! And I've been cleaning it up. I've wiped this thing down a bit. Now I've noticed this paint seems like it's got a bunch of overspray on it, which doesn't surprise me from where it was sitting. You can even see a line right across there, or it looks like it had a cover over it, and there's more overspray from here forward. This thing definitely needs rubbed out bad, but it's not going to happen right now. Got the wheels and tires cleaned up a little bit, and I've cleaned up the boot here. Got the jack back in it. Got the cover on here. Got a spare tire in it. Just a better one than what was in it. Not a great one, but it's what I have laying around. This is what was in it. This is a Dunlop SP68. I believe this is actually a factory spare. So if we did have a flat, I don't think I'd want to try to bolt this one on. It's not holding any air, and yeah, got tread separation and stuff. So yeah, wouldn't want to try to run that if we had to. But meanwhile, I've been working on getting all of this stuff together here. So I've been working on getting all of this stuff back together. Got the shifter actually bolted back in properly so it won't come out. We don't have the knob on it yet. We've ordered one for it. The one we ordered, we're not sure what we're going to use for sure, but I'd have to do make a special insert for it anyway because it's not made to fit this car. So that's not going to happen. But we went ahead and got the wiring harness all tied up where it's supposed to be. All the connections made for the door switches and everything run down here like it's supposed to. We got wires run for the speakers. It had speaker wire in it before, but it was this stuff here, which I'm not sure what this wiring actually is, but it actually has these 3 wires plus a bare ground running through it. So yeah, not using that stuff. It will actually get more speaker wires running down going to the back here when I'm when we actually finish the interior. But I got in here, and where the fuel pump inertial switch goes, I just took a jumper wire across there, and then I put a clip in here to hold the wire up in place. Screwed that to where one of the original mounting brackets holes were for the switch there. And been testing, made sure we got our wipers are working, the blower motor's working, all that stuff's working. So got this all ready for the dash to go in. And if you notice, the Healy's gone. That left a couple days ago, and we got that in there to work on now. That's been sitting for many, many, many years, getting the clutch and brakes working for a customer. And then I got my car in and been cleaning on it, getting it ready for the show tomorrow too. So once she got the dash done, I brought it back here and she started working on the seats. So I've been putting all this stuff together, getting all the wiring run, all the gauges put in it. And we did go ahead and switch over to LED bulbs. It does make a big difference on being able to see the gauges. And since these gauges are always so hard to read anyway, and no one ever actually dims the gauges, and the dimmer switch was broken on this thing. We went ahead and took the dimmer switch out, chucked it, and I welded in a washer here. And then that was a little bit smaller than the choke cable here, and then ground it with a die grinder to fit the choke cable so it had the flat and stuff on it. So we ended up putting our choke cable there. And just made a jumper wire here to go across. These are the wires that would have went to that switch so that it's bright all the time. So now we'll turn it around and show you what it looks like. All right, so there's our almost completed dash. I say almost because we don't have a glove box lid yet. She hasn't covered that yet. We're going to get it in this far, try to get the driver's seat done, and then we'll go from there to see if we have the time to get anything else done. Meanwhile, since right there and right there only ever had just blank off plates, and she's not currently looking on putting fog lights or anything in it, we just didn't cut them out. Why put them in there? I think it looks cleaner without them. So there's the dash and the basic colors of our interior. So there's the dash temporarily set in place with the steering wheel that we chose to put on this car. Now we can go up and take a look at where she's at on the seats. So there's all the patterns she made to make the seats with. Here she's got all of the vinyl parts cut out, ready to be sewn together. And she's currently working on tracing out and cutting out the cloth bits. So now I'm going to get to work actually installing this dashboard and testing, make sure everything still actually works properly, and we'll see you a little bit later. So here we are about 10:30 at night, Saturday night. I've just been getting little details like the choke cables all run now and buttoned up. And I got the seat belts in, or the one side seat belt in. And the dashboard's all installed, and got one of our handles here. We've got a handle here. It's actually a replacement handle for I think a Land Rover Discovery that we had the MG emblem laser etched into. If you ever wondered why interiors cost what they do, same reason why bodywork costs what it does. It takes a lot of time to do it reasonably right. So part of the reason why I'm so late still getting some of these details buttoned up, other than, well, it's taking that long to get the interior stuff done, is I've actually been playing with another car that you guys haven't seen yet. The next project that I'm going to do after this one is a project that's been waiting in the wings for quite some time, and I've hinted around to it a couple times on the channel already. But I went ahead and dug that thing out of the back of the garage, dug up a couple of wheels that had tires on it that would actually hold air to replace a couple of them that I couldn't get to hold air anymore, and got it all loaded up on the trailer, and got the fenders actually bolted back on, things like that, so we can take that to the show as, hey, here's my next project, this is what we're starting with. And you guys will get to see that in the next video about the show.